Now it's my pleasure to introduce to all of you Gary Hall. Gary Hall has been around Cleveland for a long time. He went away to New England for a short time, and then he came back to Cleveland.
5 years total in New England.
5 years.
5 years.
Okay,
yeah.
That's a long time. And anyway, Gary is back in Cleveland. He is sponsoring a lot of new up-and-coming folk singers, and we're really happy to have him here with his collection of songs tonight. So big hand for Gary Hall.
Hello. I only dance in elevators when I am alone, 'cause people tend to bother me with dances of their own. It brings me up when I'm getting down while I'm coming up. It's like singing in the shower or giggling to your cup. Hey, I'm going up, I'm going down with elevator soul. When I get the feeling and this car is on a roll. It's my time, so I take it and I do a little dance. I've got the moves here in my pocket and the rhythm in my pants. Whoa. It's a game of secrecy from when I was a kid. And if you want to keep the child alive, you better keep him hid. I make sure the door is closed before I take a step. I'm always careful, always cool, and I never break a sweat. Hey, I'm going up, I'm going down with elevator soul. When I get the feeling and this car is on a roll. It's my time, so I take it and I do a little dance. I've got the moves here in my pocket and the rhythm in my pants. Whoa. When the doors are open, I put on a worried face, like I'm taking care of business, running in the race. But inside I'm laughing, shaking off and on. The elevator's running, but the dancer, he is gone. Yes, I'm going up, I'm going down with elevator soul. When I get the feeling and this car is on a roll. It's my time, so I take it and I do a little dance. I've got the moves here in my pocket and the rhythm in my pants. I've got the moves here in my pocket and the rhythm in my pants. Song for all you folks that like to dance in elevators. You got any elevators close to here we could do? It's John Gorka's song, by the way. John Gorka is going to be playing yes, thank John. John's from the Bethlehem, Pennsylvania area, but he's going to be here in Ohio playing a show down at the Wildcat Ranch down in Navarre. I think September 22nd, which is not that far away. It's about a month away, and it's going to be a great show, and it's a wonderful venue down there, so I urge everybody to get down there. In fact, later on I'm going to play a song about the Wildcat Ranch, but I think I'm going to wait till I get rid of them jitters. And I think I'll do a song now that I used to hear this song a lot when I listened to Roll Away the Dew when I was living in Cleveland. Now I'm living down Dover, Ohio, but when I lived in Cleveland back in the early 80s, I would listen to Roll Away the Dew on Saturday morning, and it seemed like Cousin Dan or Cousin Dave or Cousin Jimmy or one of them cousins was always playing this particular song. It's a Bill Staines song. I hope you like it done live. I'm going to do something I saw Bill do when he did it live that wasn't on the record. You may find out, you may figure out what that was, but you may not make a difference. It's a song about the Maples, which is a band that used to play around New England, and their specialty was yodeling. And boy, talk about being in the Swiss Alps and a natural reverb and everything. I don't know if you hear as much echo as I do. I hope not, but we'll take advantage of it. I used to go to country bars to hear them sing and pick guitars. Drink my orange juice while the others down their beers. How I'd love to hang around and listen to that country sound, to the band that played Sweet Heaven in my ears. Little Ray was on guitar, and I'd watch him from the bar. Like lightning did his fingers run them strings. Oh, the people near dropped dead when he'd play behind his head, doing crazy licks and lots of other things. Brother Earl would pick and sing, White Lightning was his thing, and he used to tear the place up with that song. But it was Johnny led the band, and there were no one could stand when he rode 'em over with that yodeling song. Do that yodeling song. Do that yodeling song. Now I've got one thing to say. If it's to my dying day, I'm gonna learn to do that yodeling. Take the place down with that tune, let 'em hear me around the moon, have 'em dancing in the aisles when I sing. Do that yodeling song. Do that yodeling song. Hi, hey, for the lady, hey, the lady, hey, the little, hi, hey, for the lady, hey, the little, Well, thank you all. As I said, it's a Bill Stain song. He's from New England. I really love New England. In fact, my favorite city in the world is Boston. Sorry, Cleveland, but Boston is it. I'm going to play a little tune here for the people of Boston. That's right, I'm going to play an original song. True enough. You know, sometimes people think you can't write songs if you don't play your own songs all the time, but my theory is that nobody in the world should play all originals unless, you know, for a set like this, unless they have written the 10 best songs in the world, you know, then it would be okay, I suppose. But, I try to view life through other people's eyes and minds. This is one that I viewed through mine. I love playing in the subway in Boston. It was a wonderful experience, and when I started to have family problems at home and back in Ohio and knew that I would have to be coming back to Ohio, I wrote this song as sort of a thank you song for the people that treated me so well when I was playing in the subway in Boston, and it's a beautiful town. I love this city 'cause it's bold and kind. I know for certain that it's hard to find a home where fear and greed won't crush the spirit. I feel the spirit moving through this town. It rides a subway and it's homeward bound, 'cause home is where my heart is when I hear it. There's music on the T, an old song Boston shares with me when I hear that saxophone wail into the rumble of the rail. Into the rumble of the rail. They come from Europe, Latin America, you name it, with 1,000 different reasons and a common will to make it in the face of misplaced pity and derision. They're playing classical, they're blowing jazz. They sing for quarters and they pray for cash. And if you care to look, you'll find their vision. Ooh, there's music on the T, an old song Boston shares with me when I hear that saxophone wail into the rumble of the rail. Into the rumble of the rail. Someone pays the piper to play the tune. I'm no fool now, Boston, I'm thanking you. I see your faces, hear your voices. I feel your love in the song. Your love's in the song. That's why the music plays on. Ooh, yes, there's music on the T, an old song Boston shares with me. Let me hear that saxophone wail into the rumble of the rail. Into the rumble of the rail. Boston, I hear your voices, Boston. I see your faces, hear your voices. I feel your love in the song. Well, let's see, we've taken care of New England. I think I'll play a song from Nashville. That's the other city I was living in while I was away from Ohio. I forgot about that. I was also down in San Francisco back in the early 70s. That wasn't in the midst of my blooming Ohio folk singer career, so I don't know if that counts. But, Nashville, Tennessee is definitely the most intense music town you ever find in your life. There's more good music there than any place I've been. I haven't been to LA, so maybe they have it beat, I don't know. It's a song written by Don Schlitz, a very well-known songwriter, and this is a very unwell-known song that has never been recorded. It's called Oscar the Angel, and it's partially based on a real character, a fellow that walks the streets down in Durham, North Carolina. Only as far as we know, Oscar never died. Don killed him off in a song, but don't shed a tear, 'cause he didn't die. Oscar was an angel, and he used to walk the street, shouting out some prophecy to everyone he'd meet. He was a local fixture, like a cop out on the beat. Folks said he'd been shell-shocked long ago. And more than that, nobody seemed to know. And Oscar was a walker, at least 4 miles twice a day, the entire length of Main Street, shouting all the way. And I have no idea where he heard the stuff he'd say, but it was not your normal voice of doom. It was a happy song sung slightly out of tune. He'd say everyone will die and go to heaven. We will all be angels someday. What you are in this world don't count for nothing. We are only children lost along the way. We will all be angels someday. I worked at the Rialto. I took tickets at the door. And Oscar, he'd come by most every day about 4:30 and pay to see some movie he'd seen 10 times before. But mostly we just let him in for free. He'd watch 5 minutes and then come talk to me. He said everyone will die and go to heaven. We will all be angels someday. What you are in this world don't count for nothing. We are only children lost along the way. We will all be angels someday. Now it's going on 10 years since I left my hometown. I went back this summer. For a week I hung around. And I watched out for Oscar, but he was nowhere to be found. Someone said they finally had to commit him, and he died before they had time to forget him. Now I'm not about to argue Oscar's train had jumped its track, but I bet my last dollar on a plain and simple fact that Oscar never said a word about me behind my back. And from the way that I've been raised to understand, that alone makes him the better man. And everyone will die and go to heaven. We will all be angels someday. What you are in this world don't count for nothing. We are only children lost along the way. We will all be angels someday. We are only children lost along the way. We will all be angels. We will all be angels someday. Okay, now we've been to New England, we've been to Nashville. I thought we ought to play a song by a bona fide Cleveland songwriter tonight. At least I should, I'm sure other people are. Song by a man I really admire who says he absolutely hates folk music, but I don't care, because this song is terrific. It's called Jonathan's Favorite Room. It's written from the point of view of a young child. And the man who wrote it, his name is Mark Addison. You may know him from the Generators or from the Angry Young Men or any one of a lot of groups he was with. Still is very active around town. Sometimes I wish I knew why it rains at night, why the sky is blue and why the people fight. Sometimes I wish I knew why Mama's always crying, why Papa comes home way past Jonathan's bedtime. And sometimes in the morning when no one's around, I go off by myself to a place I found, to Jonathan's favorite room, yeah. It's all my own and no one knows. Jonathan's favorite room, yeah. And no one sees him as he comes and goes. It's a long way up at the top of the stair. It's a little bit dusty, but I don't care. And if you can keep a secret, I might take you there, to Jonathan's favorite room. Now I don't think Daddy likes me 'cause I make him mad. He's angry with me even when I haven't been bad. And sometimes he and mommy stay out all night long. It hurts me 'cause they never say what Jonathan's done wrong. And when I can tell they don't want me around, I go off by myself to a place I found. To Jonathan's favorite room, yeah. It's all my own and no one knows. Jonathan's favorite room, and no one sees him as he comes and goes. It's a long way up at the top of the stair. It's a little bit dusty, but I don't care. And if you can keep a secret, I might take you there. To Jonathan's favorite room. Like Daddy's drinking almost every day, and Mama says he loves us but he's going away. And when they start to argue, I pretend I don't hear. I close my eyes and I disappear. To Jonathan's favorite room, yeah. It's all my own and no one knows. Jonathan's favorite room, yeah. And no one sees him as he comes and goes. It's a long way up at the top of the stair. It's a little bit dusty, but I don't care. And if you can keep a secret, I might take you there. If you can keep a secret, I might take you there. To Jonathan's favorite room. Jonathan's favorite room. Thank you. And I don't think Mark really hates folk music. He just likes to say stuff like that to shock people, I think. But I hope I did that justice. Well, that's a rather gloomy look at the child-parent situation. I think I'd like to take a positive look at it now with another Nashville song. Another Nashville song. This is called Read Between the Lines. The idea being that as we get a little older and we start to get lines on our faces and we lose some of our youthful attractiveness, possibly, but no, not possibly, Gary, probably, absolutely. Aging gets everyone. But the thing is that if people love you, they can always read between the lines and see the beauty that's still there. Now, if I could only tune the guitar as well as I explain the song. Close enough. Mom and Daddy have been married for more than 40 years. That's longer than I have been alive. But when she says his name, he still looks at her the same. The love still sparkles in his eyes. He says, yes, I know she's older, but I still love to hold her. She still makes me feel the same inside. There's a line on her face for every year we've spent together, for every day we've laughed, for every night we've cried. But to me, she's still as lovely as the moment I met her. Our love has learned to read between the lines. Mama says when she met Daddy, he was the wildest boy in town. Daddy says when he met Mama, all that changed. But when he takes her hand, she sees the boy inside the man. There's a part of him she knows she'll never tame. She says, yes, I know he's older, and the world's been on his shoulder. Through all these years, he's never once complained. There's a line on his face for every year we've spent together, for every day we've laughed, for every night we've cried. But to me, he's still as handsome as the moment I met him. Our love has learned to read between the lines. Somewhere down the line they had me, and there's love between their lines that only I can see. There's a line on their faces for every year they took care of me, for every time I made them laugh, for every time I made them cry. They may look like two old people, but to me there's something special. Their love taught me to read between the lines. Read between the lines. Their love taught me to read between the lines. Thank you, thank you. Well, since we're on the subject of physical attractiveness, I think I've noticed there's a concert site down in Navarre, a big barn down there, a place called the Wildcat Ranch Music Center, where there's all these attractive women all the time. I've noticed this and can't help it. I'm just a chauvinist, I guess. But I'm going to play you a song about the Wildcat Ranch, because seriously, I think this is one of the nicest venues to hear music I've ever been to, and that includes New England and Nashville and all those other places. I think Ohio's lucky. We do have several good places to hear music. One of them is right here at the Barking Spider Tavern, right on the campus, only about a mile away. And that is a really nice situation. In summertime especially, when the people that want to talk can sit outside, the people who want to listen can gather around the performer inside. It's a good situation. Anyway, this is a song about the Wildcat Ranch. Now, after I play this, Steve, I get my $50, right? There's enough pretty women around this barn to get a city boy thinking about buying the farm. But the farm's been sold, so you can call it a ranch if you choose. Wildcat Ranch. Livestock, live music, and a few live wires. Folk city in the country for the local high flyers. It's a sweet summer night in Ohio and no one singing the blues. Take you to the farm where the music gets hot while the heart grows warm, where the hero poets come to jam with the man in the moon. You can set your butt on a bale of hay, look out at the stars and bless the day for the Lord's good grace and a place that's playing your tune. There's a woman in the city so pale and white. She watches soaps by day, goes to work at night. She makes good money, but she's better at staying in debt. Much better. Between the clothes and the gadgets, the books and the pets, the prescription drugs and the lottery bets, she hasn't found satisfaction, but she could make a good deal, yeah. Ooh, I wanna take her to the farm where the music gets hot while the heart grows warm, where the hero poet poets come to jam with the man in the moon. We can set our butts on a bale of hay, look out at the stars and bless the day for the Lord's good grace and a place that's playing our tune. Ooh, now babe, I wanna take you to the farm. Let the music get high, let our hearts grow warm. Hear the hero poets when they jam with the man in the moon. We can set our butts on a bale of hay, let the warm summer weather keep the hail at bay by the Lord's good grace in a place that's playing our tune. Sit your pretty pale tail on a bale of hay, look out at the stars and bless the day for the Lord's good grace and a place that's playing our tune. Okay, thank you. Well, it's time to play another song that you have probably heard on WRUW many times. This is the Cowboy Yodeling song where the bucking bronco and the saddle horn and the cowboy all have an out-of-mind experience, I guess. I don't know. Something like that. The thing is now, you're going to get the opportunity to watch my face turn blue while I sing it. This is something you don't get the opportunity to do when you just listen to it. You get the visual effect if you happen to be down here. When you hear a cowboy yodel in a song of open range, your heart leaps up to hear his stirring tale. But did you ever wonder at the end of his refrain why his voice leaps in a mournful wail? The story as is told to me was handed down through history of a singing cowboy brave enough to try to ride the meanest old cayuse that bucked him off right at the chute and left him spinning away up in the sky. Their bronco jumped up and the cowboy came down. They met at the old saddle horn. It made a deep impression, you could say it changed his life, and that's how the yodel was born. The yodel-o, the yodel-o, Yes, the last note was not on the record, believe me. Well, last night I was down in Akron listening to a gospel group playing at a Methodist church down there. This is a traveling gospel group of 3 people, and one of the fellows was a friend of mine, Lee Doman from Nashville, who has written probably like 4 of the best songs in my act. I'm only going to play one of them tonight. But this is the one he wrote. I'm going to play this for all my friends over at the Barking Spider who'd like to participate with this song. I don't dare do it because I don't think it's going to work on the radio to do it the way I do it, but I'm going to play the song for those folks anyway. Anybody going to heaven? This is what you're going to meet there when you get there. Well, the big one hit one Sunday morning as I buttered up my second piece of toast. My left arm went numb, pain shot across my chest. Next thing I knew, I was a ghost. But I was happy flying all the way to heaven, anticipating seeing my departed friends. Well, good friends and neighbors, you just will not believe it when I tell you what I saw when I got in. There was a well-known atheist from Texas, a lead guitarist from a punk rock band, a self-admitted woman-hating sexist, and a revolutionary from Iran, a Catholic and a Protestant from Ireland, 2 Moonies and 3 hookers off their street, Oral Roberts and his son, 15 Buddhist nuns, 26 Republicans, and me. Well, the first thing I did was find St. Peter. I said, Pete, you wipe that smother off your face. Why, these people here are hypocrites and sinners, and I do believe I'm in the wrong place. Pete just shook his head and kept on smiling. He said, some folks never learn until they're dead. Son, this is just the waiting room to heaven. There's more inside, you ain't seen nothing yet. Not yet. I mean, here I was, talking to St. Peter. He's telling me I haven't seen anything yet, and I still couldn't believe what I was seeing at that very moment. Right there in front of my eyes, as big as life. Or should I say as big as afterlife. There was a well-known atheist from where? Texas, okay. I know this ain't gonna work on the radio, but I don't care. This is for you guys, right? A well-known atheist from, a lead guitarist from a punk rock jazz band. You know, you can make up your own answers if you want. You can, anything you want, throw in there. Go ahead. From Cleveland, all right. A self-admitted woman-hating sandwich. Woo, okay. And a revolutionary from Iraq, okay. A Catholic and a Protestant from Baghdad, okay. 2 Moonies and 3 hookers off the streets of North Royalton, okay? The Chamber of Commerce will be glad to hear that. All right. Oral Roberts and his son who is in Cleveland. Cleveland is the answer for everything, according to Cousin Dan, so you can just stick Cleveland in there. Oral Roberts and his son, 15 Buddhist nuns, 37 Democrats, and me. Pete said everyone you see here is God's children. Everyone, including you, has made mistakes. Now some here found the truth while you weren't looking. Others never were that far off anyway. Well, everyone's your brother and your sister. And though I know for now it may seem odd, don't you ever underestimate the power of forgiveness or the holy universal love of God. God loves a well-known atheist from Texas, a lead guitarist from a punk rock, jazz, klezmer, blues, funk band from Salina, Ohio, okay. A self-admitted woman-hating communist and a revolutionary from Texas, okay, Texas again. A Catholic and a Protestant from Toledo. Okay, Poughkeepsie and Toledo. 2 Moonies and 3 hookers off the streets of North Royalton again, Iowa. Petumwa, Iowa. Okay. Is there a town called Petumwa, Iowa? Come on. Okay. Oral Roberts and his nephew. Okay, that's kinky. 15 Buddhist nuns. 26 what? 26 Republicans. 37. What was that? 37 bales of marijuana. No wonder his plane is late. An independent socialist and amazing grace, Eva me. Okay, you guys want to sing a real song? I've got a real song here that has, you know, a couple of words you could sing, or you could sing lines or whatever you want to do. I mean, I could play one of my wonderful heart-rending originals here, but somehow I just think you might like this better. This is an old Hugh Moffett song, or new Hugh Moffett song about old songs, if that's not a contradiction. Have you ever tried helping somebody? Oh, I should give you your part, right? Your part goes, I'd rather be crazy, I don't wanna be blue. You wanna try that? I'd rather be, I don't wanna be blue. He's gonna have to sing real loud to get on these mics up here. I'd rather be, I don't wanna be. You got it. Let's sing the old songs. We can make them brand new. Have you ever tried helping somebody? Have you ever tried lending a hand? Just to have them turn on you with hatred, and to know that you don't understand. That puts me in mind of old Nero, just fiddling with Rome burning down. I wonder if he played the old songs, and if the Romans were glad for the sound. Let's sing the old songs, let's sing the new. Let's sing them together, if we ain't forgot how to. Let's sing the old songs, we can make them brand new. Now some people don't, whoops. It's hard to be happy on Main Street. It takes going crazy inside when the wind burns your face like a fever, and the marks keep on passing you by. Show me a wino in winter, I'll show you a vision of grace, kept alive by the spirit inside him, kept warm by the wind in his face. Singing the old songs, singing the new. Let's sing them together, if we ain't forgot how to. I don't wanna be blue. Let's sing the old songs, we can make them brand new. Now some people don't like the old songs, some people don't like the new. Most people don't like to be bothered, let the Candyman's handymen choose. Me, I still hope all the good songs will be heard by somebody somehow. So I'm tuning to WRUW 91.1 on the dial. 'Cause they're playing the old songs, they're playing the new. They encourage ideas and views. They don't pimp for the big buckaroos. They'd rather be, they don't wanna be blue. So they'll play the old songs and we'll make them brand new. Yeah, come on now. Let's sing the old songs. Let's sing the new. Yeah. Let's sing them together. If we ain't forgot how to, I'd rather be crazy. I don't wanna be blue. Let's sing the old songs. And the group that's coming up is going to sing a lot of old songs, I bet you anything. So we're really fixed well tonight. Let's sing the old songs, and we'll make them brand new. Thank you all very much.
For WRUW FM